Good evening and welcome back and happy Friday the 13th. Now, why I say happy is because it is a happy day and it all goes back to the suppression and the patriarchy and the control of the divine feminine energy. And this is Freya, goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Fiery Freya. The Nordic goddess of love, fertility, magic. So yeah, happy Friday 13th. Now, we all know Friday the 13th has been referred to, it's bad luck and it's superstition and, Friday the 13th, nobody likes to venture out the house, do they, in case, something drops on the head or something like that, Yeah, superstition, Friday the 13th, you don't like to walk under ladders, do you? Superstitious. Again, programming, control, patriarchy, suppression. It's been changed, from ancient times. It's been changed to silence the divine feminine energy, goddess. So I did the automatic writing, if you know me. And I was wondering when a download was going to come in for Friday the 13th. So I was on earlier, but the download for 777 and the significance of 7 and the 7 demons came through, but nothing for Friday the 13th. And I was, the goddess and the high priestess in me and the psychic medium in me knows full well that on significant days and moon cycles and all of that, that can be when my downloads can just come flooding in, more receptive. I'm an open channel anyway, but yeah, there's significance to certain days. And I was wondering, and I thought, Spirit, you're a bit quiet, like, where's Friday the 13th reading? And I was just sat down earlier in quiet time, stillness, and in my stillness points, that's where things can come in a bit more receptive, and it did. So here we are. So yeah, I've wrote the suppression of the divine feminine energy. That's what's being hidden from us. But we all should know now who's waking up to it, that divine feminine energy is on the rise. It's returning. It's returning for a reason. And I wrote all this down. So, yeah, before patriarchal times and the suppression of the divine feminine energy, Friday the 13th was celebrated. Yeah, it wasn't feared. It wasn't. It was celebrated. Witchy times, by the witches, and that's another multi-dimensional part of myself that's returned. I've always known it. I've always called myself a witch, and I've always been proud to call myself a witch. I've always said I'm a white witch, but yeah, I work with sacred geometry, and I know that words are spell casting, and I have connection to spirit and all of that. Yeah, that's just one part of myself, multi-dimensional self. Know that I was a witch. Yeah, I'm a witch. So yeah, so Friday the 13th was celebrated, says the witch in me. Yeah, the goddess and the high priestess. Also, fragments of myself you know, the Mary Magdalene Rose lineage path. I was high priestess in that Rose lineage. Hence why I know what I know, why it's retained. Because the divine feminine energy, it's retained. Time is now. So yeah, the high priestess and also the Ellie in front of you, you know, knows that. So yeah, Ellie's done the work to retain them fragments of a multidimensional self back to herself, to know that she was a witch, goddess, high priestess, twin flame, all of that. She's done the work. You know, I've done the work. I've really done the work. So yeah, so why did Friday the 13th get made to have bad luck, you know, feared, superstition, fear. There's your word, fear. It was to instill fear into us, into, you know, the women back in them times, witches. It's to instill fear into to take away from the sacred magic of this day, you know. So people are scared when Friday the 13th comes along. But take that word and you can spell sacred. So people are scared. But out scared comes sacred. So spell casting, you know, words have power. Power. Yeah. They changed the sacred to scared because of power and control and suppression and patriarchy. Silence the divine feminine energy, because it's very, very powerful. Always has been and is still. You know, with its return, it's very, very powerful. So yeah, no coincidence you can spell sacred, because before patriarchy and silencing the divine feminine energy, it was a day of the goddess, goddess Freya. Yeah. And the Nordic goddess of blessings, love, fertility, magic, and cedar, a form of Norse sorcery, using her powers to influence fate. Very, very powerful. So before this day got turned to bad luck instead of celebration of our, you know, of the gifts, love, fertility, and the divine feminine, the goddess, it was a very magical, powerful day. And that is why they changed it. They changed it from sacred to scared. They made us all scared of this day because it holds so much power. The goddess energy, the divine feminine energy, sacred, ancient power. So the number 13 associated with bad luck. You know, you say, oh, don't like 13. That was before I was awake. Now I say, oh, love 13. That's because I'm awake, you know. But again, I was instilled with that fear because of the programming that has been trickling down since the divine feminine energy got silenced eons ago, you know. So it trickled down from my ancestors, you know, from the ancient times to the ancestors, to my grandma, to my mother, to me, to what would have been the next generation of divine feminines and divine masculines. It's not specific to the gender. No, because we all hold both these powerful energies inside of us. But the divine masculine never got silenced. No. The divine feminine energy got silenced because they knew that if you bring them two together, you've got a powerhouse of knowledge, sacred, ancient knowledge and power. you know. And in those times, they wanted to silence it because it was too powerful. But yeah, get back to the number. So associated, but in times of ancient, 13 was sacred also. It was a sacred number. And it was associated with the moon and divine feminine. And the moon is connected to fertility, goddess of fertility, Freya, if you can see that.